Cheers, fam. In this video, I'm going to talk about my life, guys, my journey, how I got to where I am today. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. I don't know where this is going to take us. So I grew up north of Chicago, so in Illinois. I grew up a big Chicago Bulls fan because of, you know who, Michael Jordan. And I was fortunate where they won two back-to-back-to-back championships. So it was 91, 92, 93. Then Michael Jordan went to playing baseball to honor his father. He wanted to do that because his dad passed away. And then he came back and did another three-peat, okay? Crazy. So I was obsessed with basketball growing up, and they had Scottie Pippen on the team, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, who's Croatian, and so am I, even though I don't look like I got more of the German side. My grandpa's 100% Croatian, okay? But all the players on the team, it was awesome to watch, and so I was the guy in my driveway shooting shots constantly, pretending I was Michael Jordan against Shaquille O'Neal or whoever it was at the time, Anthony Hardaway, okay? And so I practiced so much. I was shooting shots over the side of the house, doing trick shots. I always had hand-eye coordination, and that leads to today where, you know, I'm doing trick shots now where I can make crazy stuff. I might even start a separate channel for doing trick shots or doing playing horse against people. We'll see, okay? I'm thinking about it. But anyways, sports were always in my life. I played soccer, baseball, basketball, everything growing up as a kid. And I had a great childhood. A lot of kids my age in my neighborhood, we play Ghost in the Graveyard. We do capture the flag, right? Two-hand touch, football, basketball, whatever it was, we were always outside. Before technology, before social media, right? Which was amazing. I'm glad we had that experience where we had to go knock on our friend's door and say, hey, can Zach come out and play today? Or call on the right cord telephone, right? Attached to the wall and ask, our friend's mom if your friend could play, right? So, and riding our bikes all over town. We went everywhere. It was an amazing childhood. And the sports, though, stuck with me. I was the best in town in basketball. I took this to high school, and then I got burned out and unfortunately followed the starting lineup to not playing senior year because of the coach. He was not a good guy, we'll just say that. So no one wanted to play with him, but I was one that had the talent, and who knows if I probably could have gone on the path to get a scholarship somewhere. But I did focus on baseball at the time, pitching. So I did that through high school, minus 1 year of playing volleyball. I played 7th grade, 8th grade. We were 23-0 in volleyball. So then I had to play again freshman year. But then unfortunately, volleyball and baseball are in the same season. So I had to switch to baseball because that's what my family played a lot of. And I love pitching. So I took that. I was trying to become a professional pitcher, but I just couldn't throw harder than 85 miles an hour. I did have good speed. I had an awesome curveball that I could locate, circle changeup, and then a cut fastball. So great location. I just couldn't throw hard enough to get to the next level. I even went to some professional tryouts where scouts told me that, you could grind it out in the minor leagues. And at that point I decided, no, I don't want to do that. And I went to basketball and started training. That's when I moved to Colorado. But I'll back up for a second. Actually, I'll continue with my sports journey. Then I'll back up to my work career. Okay. So basketball, then I went to Colorado, moved out there because we had a family place in the mountains, and training at that upper elevation and playing, I got really good and took it to the next level. And then I did some tryouts for the International Basketball League, and I made the team. I also did some D-League tryouts, which is now called G League, which is underneath the NBA, and it is so hard to get noticed or even recognized because I remember going to Boston doing a tryout, and they were taking one person out of 200 people. And so crazy, that's the type, how hard it is, to get to the next level. If you're trying to go the backdoor route, the easiest way to make it is go high school, college to the pros, but I didn't stop growing till college. So for me, I was a late bloomer. So my prime was after college. So anyways, I played semi-pro basketball, and this league is where you build your resume to go play overseas. I never went that far because unfortunately I had patella tendonitis in my left knee really bad, because I was trying to make the starting lineup, which I did, and I had a really good season, but I had to either get surgery or rest it, and I decided that was it. I got to focus because I was pretty broke at that time, okay? So anyways, that was my career with sports, okay? And then backing up, my first job was working at Walgreens as a cashier, and just simple, right? Counting money, all that, but they had a battery sales promotion every Christmas. It was like a week during Christmas time. And there was you get a quarter per package of batteries that you sell. And so I was number one in the nation 2 years in a row doing that. And that's what made me realize I was good at sales. And that led me into Cutco. Remember Cutco knives or Cutco cookware? So I did this all through college and paid for my expenses in college. And then I ran my own office as a district manager after I graduated. I went to University of Iowa, if you couldn't tell, okay? And I did that for a summer. And then I realized I wanted to go to Colorado and live, before I settled down and, got into a career. I wanted to go out because we had a family place in the mountains and ski and do all that. So that's where I was training, like I said, to, get to the next level, with basketball. And baseball, I did tryouts first, and then, like I said, switched to basketball. But for career, so going back, so I did Cutco, right, in high school, then to college. Then when I was out in the mountains, I was selling timeshares, really the guest membership packages to try it out for a year, and then they can apply that money to ownership of a timeshare. And by the way, backing up to Cutco, I was top 10 in the nation with selling that, through, and like I said, worked my way up from sales rep to assistant manager to district manager, running my own office. But then, so I did timeshares out in Colorado. I worked on a golf course for a summer. That was one of the coolest jobs as an outside guest service, cleaning clubs, getting tips, and I got to play all the courses around there. So that was amazing. Love golf, by the way. That's something I continue to play today. All right. And then, so let's see, after that, then I got into, what was it? So the timeshare thing, that's what I left off in Colorado. Then after the whole International Basketball League, I moved back to Illinois into Chicago, which is where I met my wife. So I lived on the first floor. She lived on the third floor in Lincoln Park. And so luckily we were both there for only 1 year. We met each other and then we moved in after that. And we went and studied, so I started a job. My wife's a teacher and I worked in insurance. That's where I started with the cancer, heart accident insurance I was telling you about. I've done that since 2012, okay? And then I did take off a year though. Me and my wife went to, and we weren't married yet, but we decided to travel and be teachers in Spain. We lived in Sevilla, or Seville, as we say in America, and we got to travel all over Europe. We went to Africa, went everywhere, amazing, and taught English, getting paid under the table, in euros. And we worked Monday through Thursday. And literally just teaching English, simple as heck, awesome job. And then we would travel all around, Friday through Sunday. So that was a cool experience. Highly recommend. And we want to keep traveling, obviously I have kids now, but down the road we'll get back at it. So that was that experience. And then we moved back and I brought my wife to Colorado. Again, didn't get married until we got to Colorado. Then I proposed at this cool spot by a lake up in the mountains. So, and then with career, I continued. Luckily, I was able to pause my job, with insurance. And then when I got back, I transferred to Colorado and I had the whole state to myself, which was amazing. And so I went out there and crushed it, made a lot of money, which got me, we got to buying a house and having kids. So thank God for the job. And now, like I said, I'm slowly transitioning into doing this full time to help you guys out. Obviously it's going to take time before this replaces my income, but I'll still be doing that as well. So that's kind of, and then with stocks, this is what I know you guys want to get into, where this began. So I started investing in mutual funds back when I was 16 years old. That's where it all began. And then later I got into it more. Once I got into college, Facebook came out when I was a sophomore in college. And that was huge, obviously, having that, right? Knowing now everyone was on there looking, oh, who's this person dating, right? It was so new. It was just a cool experience, having that at the beginning. But I knew this company, was going to be big. So as soon as they IPO'd, it was like 2012, I believe. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I told my dad to buy a bunch of it. And so we both split it and he's like, just pay me back. And I paid him back like a couple months later, for the shares. So that was my first purchase, was Facebook. And we rode that up, guys. And we took a 10x win when they were talking about the metaverse. Unfortunately, Mark Zuckerberg screwed me because I didn't like the path they were going on then. But we know they got back. Now they're obviously involved with AI, and this would have been one to just hold for life. But we still made a good win on it. But that just shows you guys, no one gets it perfect, right? Sometimes people sell winners too early. You don't know, right? Hindsight's 2020. But so that's where it all began, is getting, that nice win with Facebook. I also played oil, I remember, in the beginning. When we were in Spain, me and my wife, we went on the Camino de Santiago, which is up in northern part of where you walk from, over 100K and you get a certificate for doing it. You walk to the city of Santiago. We did that. There's a movie actually. It's called The Way. Check that one out. But this was on the way on this walk. I remember looking at oil stocks and like playing the volatility of it back then. I mean, I made some good money there, but made some money, lost money, made money. So that was a learning experience, with oil. But then eventually this got me to the tech side of things, and then artificial intelligence. And then I never looked back from there, playing, where the growth is. I want to be in names that I'm more passionate about and where the growth is, because trust me, from my experience, I've seen it time and time. There could be rotation, recessions, corrections, but investor money eventually comes back to where the growth is. That's where you can make the big returns, long time if you can hold through everything. And so artificial intelligence, guys, once in a generation, boom, taking place here. And I know we've been talking about it for a while, but when you look, if you can look 10 years from now, it's still the early innings, maybe the middle innings, if you want to look at it like that, of this story. So, and that's why we're in a lot of these in the Millionaire Maker stock portfolio. These names that are big themes that are going to crush it. Again, lots of research done into that. So, but like I said, I started investing at 16 and really got into it, later in college and then after college. And then, like I said, started my channel only a couple of years ago because YouTube was still new to me. And I had all this information in my head. And I remember watching this guy named Gary V, if you ever seen him. And he just said, just start putting out content, put it out to the world, what you're passionate about. And I started doing that to you guys, right? And here we are a couple years later. And like I said, this is my passion. I want to help out the world. Everyone can benefit from, investing in the stock market. And I'm here to help you guys. So hopefully that had you get to know me a little bit better, guys, my journey, how I got to where I am. And I got your back. Remember, just comment and I'll take care of you as best as I can.